I'm just going to keep laughing because that's the best thing to do here. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to Beyond the Podcast. I'm your host, Lady Jen Du Plessis, and today I have with me Lorna Sherland. I am so excited, Lorna, to speak with you again. It's been just a couple days, not a year. A lot of times when I'm doing this, it's like it's been a while since I've seen you, but not you. We do so much together.
No, I know.
We're
It's all
trying.
it's pretty exciting. I love it.
Yeah, we're trying. We're supporting each other, right? We're trying.
Yeah,
I love it. And
yeah.
that's what collaborations are about. But, I want to just welcome you back to the show. How exciting is this? Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. And your episode was originally aired on November 5th last year in 2024. It's episode 173. So if you're listening here and you want to go listen to that recording, that would be wonderful. We would love for you to do that. But let me remind you just quickly a little bit about Lorna. She is a dynamic and influential leader, a speaker, a business strategist, a coach to female entrepreneurs, author, and real estate broker. I love all the things that you're doing, but I want to find out where you are now. Your episode, by the way, just to remind you, your episode was called Accelerate Your Success, Leveraging Teams and Mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
And
it it's you know what, Jen? Guess what? It's still my jam.
oh, good. It is. I know because sometimes we change, like we're evolving all the time. It's like, yep, I still do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so there's all kinds of things. So bring us up to speed. Tell us what you have been up to this last
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, this year I cannot believe it's a year almost already. Oh my God. Time is just like oof, just like first it's I heard a thing that says time is a construct. I'm beginning to understand. Okay.
Yeah.
So this last year has been a whirlwind, right? Because it flew so fast. A couple of things have evolved in my world. Um Last year and the prior 3 years, I've been doing a lot of events. And when you ask me that question, I'm thinking, well, what has changed over this past year, right? And I ventured into the world of in-person events. So that's one big shift
I
that
know
I
it's starting
created
to
this
shift.
year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. So let's talk about that a little bit because I am seeing that shift.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a flaw that I see in this shift, but I
Mhm.
am starting to see the shift. I myself am going to. I just finished an event in Colorado Springs. I'm going to Loveland in a couple weeks after I get back from a cruise, and so I see that it's starting to come back more. But here's the flaw:
Mhm.
they
What do you
only
see?
send an email out 2 weeks before it's happening. We're so lost in the virtual where you don't want to send emails out too early, right? Because then they'll
Awesome.
forget. And so there's this magic 10 to 14 days before an event, and so
Mhm.
everybody's sending it that way. Well, I just received the first email for it's called Diva Dinners down in Florida, and it's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you know what I hear you. It is a flaw because um let me step back a little bit and just say it was a learning process for me because it was my first in-person event. It's a
Oh, so
whole
that's something
different
that's brand new that you did in the last 6 months.
yeah, it's a whole different ball game, y'all. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
So yes, that is a flaw for an in-person event because I started, and I think I remember when I mentioned this to you last year.
Mhm.
Um, or was it early? No, it
It
was
was
last
earlier
year when
this.
I mentioned to you that I was going to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did it in
Oh, it
June.
was last year. Yeah, because we were at
Yeah,
Secret Knock. It was right before Secret Knock or right after. Yeah.
yeah. So that's my point, right? I mentioned it to you last year and I got started. It happened in June and I got started in January, y'all.
Yeah. Yeah.
January
To get
with planning the space, getting the team together, all the things. It's a whole different ball game. Pushing marketing out was definitely not 2 weeks. No. Now, don't get me wrong.
yeah.
No, 2 weeks may work on a virtual event. It's not going to work on
Never,
a on an
never
in-person
in
event.
person.
Um,
Yeah.
that was my experience. That
Yeah.
wouldn't work. Because I started like 3 months before.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because people have plans, they go away. And that's another thing. If anybody's listening to this and they're planning on doing in-person events, first of all, let me give you the 3 things that I would say are super important for you to get in order to have success. Number 1 is do your research on the time of year that you're planning on doing the event.
Yeah.
That is very important. Very important, especially if you know your audience. If you know your audience are moms, there's a certain time of year that they're not gonna come. I
They're
don't
gonna
care
have the
what
kids.
you're doing, they're not
They're
gonna
gonna have
come.
the kids. Yeah.
They have the kids, right?
Yeah.
If your target audience are entrepreneurs, female, male, whichever one they are, there's a certain time of year that certain things happen that they don't do anything else other than that thing that they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So don't schedule your event in that time, right? So
Yeah.
those are 2
And never
examples.
piggyback a holiday weekend. I always do that. I'm like, wow, I wonder why everybody's so available to meet me today. And that's because it's a holiday. Now I can't get out of it. Right?
Right?
Yeah.
The second thing I want to say with you is, y'all, get the right team.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm.
team is like do or die.
Yes.
If you don't have the right team,
That
very
falls back on
challenging.
you. The frustration is on
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, the team is super important. And Sharon, y'all go back and listen to last year. I talk about vision. Share the vision with the team so that you have buy-in with the team, so that the team supports the whole thing, right?
Well, and they
Um,
understand it from beginning to end and not just their role.
not just their role. They get to buy in. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta make it so that it's their idea as well,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
It gets to be their idea as well.
Yeah.
That for me is what made me win because I didn't know what the hell I was doing, right? So your team is super important. The time of day is important. And the last thing that I would share, and there's more, and if you want to hear more, let me know. I can create a workshop around that and share everything with you, right? But the last thing I would say is just make sure that you are in communication, not just with your team, but with the event space. Don't leave it up to the event planner alone to be in communication with
Event.
the event
Oh, so
space.
you had an event planner.
Yes.
Oh, wow. On top of that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have done over 75 events in person and I've never used an event planner.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just different, different strokes for different folks, different things
Yeah.
that you're doing. And, I love.
And it depends on who you are, right? Like
Mhm.
it was my first event going in.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things I didn't know. So I was leaning on some of that from the event planner, right? And some of
Yeah.
that from the event space for that. So it all in all, for me, it was an amazing experience because I got to learn all of it. And when you said it was my first, yes, it's my first event. It wasn't the first in-person event that I've been part of. I was in a
Right. Right.
mastermind where my mentor, she taught me everything about events. In
Yes.
front of the room, back of the room, sales, all the things, right? I learned all of that and I participated in it. I did sales, I supported the back end of the room. Every event is different, right? So
Yes.
so as you move through, you know what you want your event to look like, right, Jen?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
maybe an
It's
event
like a
planner.
wedding. Don't worry about the small stuff because they didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't know
So
you were supposed to do something. So you just
yeah,
go, hey, everybody, just stick around for a minute because I forgot to do something, right? Yeah. So it's okay
yeah,
to,
yeah.
it's okay
So
to,
again, it was a great experience, but
yeah.
I would say make sure you have the right team. Whether or not you use an event planner, that's up to you. But make sure that the team you still what if you're not using an event planner, make sure you still have a team because you can't. There's no way for you to do all of it. It's
Yeah.
it's it's it's
It's
a lot.
impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah. And that's why we travel with, I think I told you that too. I bought 2 golf bags. I don't golf. It's boring to me. Sorry, everybody. It's just boring to me. Even best best shot, something like that. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, that's nice, but can we run to it, right? But so anyway, I bought these two big golf bags, and they're hardcover. And it's so funny when I'm checking in the airport, they're like, "Oh, where are you going golfing?" And wherever I'm going, I'm like, "Oh, Colorado Springs. That's where I'm golfing because that's where I'm going." Right? Oh, you're going to golf? Yeah. But what's in there is all my tech stuff. Right? All my tech stuff. That's how I carry all my tech stuff, is with the extra golf bag. Yeah, that's funny because
Nice.
it's just a lot of work, and you got to make sure you have every little piece of tech that
Everything.
you possibly need, every cord, every wire, everything that you need.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
doing that, and then
And you
now,
have an
as you
event
know,
coming up. You have an
yeah.
event coming up too. So before we get to the event coming up, we're going to open loop that. Everybody hold on for a second, right? Before we get to that, what's changed in leadership from your perspective over the last year?
That's an amazing question because I literally almost just a Saturday I did that topic on my show.
Oh, did you?
Funny.
Yeah.
So one of the things I've noticed in leadership is that people are getting more, and I know I use the word more because
Is
that
there a shift?
connotes that something was missing before it, because it wasn't missing, it was just an awareness. So what
Yeah.
I would really want to say is that people are being aware. They're
Yeah.
moving into awareness,
Yes.
right? Awareness of how they're showing up
Self.
as individuals, as leaders, because we're all leaders. We're
Mhm.
all leaders. But it's when we come into the awareness that we are leaders, and we start leading ourselves in a different way, and we're not putting it out there. Like,
Yeah.
responsibility is not out there, responsibility is here, right? So
Right.
I see that shifting in a lot of areas. And if you look at just what's happening in society on a whole, you can see it happening, right? You see people being more responsible, people being held accountable. Like, certain people who weren't being held accountable, you see them being held
Yeah.
accountable now, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it's trickling and rippling. So what I see is a shift in consciousness, and that's because self-leadership has evolved into
Yes.
a new level of awareness.
Yeah,
So
it does. And
yeah,
it's funny because, and I'm going to say it took 6 years. It didn't really take 6 years. Okay. It's a lifetime, but it's since the pandemic.
the pandemic.
It really is since the
Yeah.
pandemic, because we now have to be leaders of ourselves because
So,
there's so
yep,
much self-management in everyone
yep,
being entrepreneurs and working from home and all that stuff. So,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
a leadership coach, and this is exactly what I, coach on. And for me, it's the sword and the scepter, right? You can't always be do and fighting and fighting and working hard. You have to step back a little bit and assess and discern and make decisions, and look at who you want to be and who you want to serve and how you want your team to be. And yeah, it's a softness, and I don't mean to say it in a bad way. It's just it's this loving way of
yeah.
managing.
It's
And
it's
it's
a
not.
gentleness that
Yeah.
is, it's shifting. So another way to put it is, it's more balancing of the feminine and the masculine
Masculine, and that's
energies,
the sword and the scepter, right? It's
right?
balancing those two, and it's not a
Yeah,
either or, it's an and.
right, right.
And that is, just knowing when. And so it's an elevation of emotional intelligence as well. I
Yeah.
think that has to come into it. Yeah, I love it. I love that you're saying
Yeah,
all that. I
yeah.
think,
I love that it's happening, and I love that we're
yeah,
we're in this together. And I love that, so many women, I'm getting chills just saying it. So many women are stepping into the role of leading that, right? Leading that
yeah,
movement, right? And it's so fun to watch the men who are softening into that position, right?
yeah.
And embracing it, and just, they're just blossoming because
Well, and
it's
it's
a
not just the men. I mean, again, it's not just the men. I think what women are doing are stepping into the more masculine side and
Mhm.
standing up, hearing, having their voices be heard.
Voice.
And men
Mhm.
are finally saying, okay, now I get it. I understand this now. Now I
Yeah.
understand. It's not, cater to,
Yeah.
it's just recognize. recognizes that there's something different there. And I see it even in my husband, and just the way that he interacts with other people and with me. And, cause he's like, he's going to go and get everybody. Okay. So we, this is beyond the podcast, so we don't go a long time. So we know what you've been doing for the past year. I was just looking up to see how many things we've done together. I've spoken at I've spoken at your event. I'm going to be speaking at your next event.
We've been
Invited you
to
to
Secret Knock.
the business circle, right? The business circle.
So
There's been another business circle that unfortunately you couldn't make it to. I always have with the podcast, I'm always bringing people in every 6 months and doing another circle with them. That's a whole different thing. And, there's just been so much and cross promoting emails. You helped me with a certified podcast guest program, right? And marketing that out to your community. And we continue to grow, that as well. So, I just want to say thank you so much. I mean, this is what podcasting is about. This is in fact what I teach in that class, right? Is that it's not about the show.
Yeah.
But that's where it all started, Lorna. That's how we met. And that's how we were introduced by someone, and I had you on my show.
Yeah. I just love it. For me, thank you so much, because
and I nominated you for an award in London, which you got. Yeah, look at that. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, I got to talk to you about that too for next year. I have a couple of people to nominate. But what I want to say is, this is what it's all about, right? This is the collaboration. This is part of why I created the specific 2-day event that we're going to be on next week. And it was all with that intention, right? How do we get the entrepreneurs to realize that this is the game that we're playing, right? You meet people, you get to know them, you get into a relationship with them, you do life with them. I mean, how many places outside of the cross promotions and all the stuff that we've done, how many places have we actually met in person? Right?
Yeah.
Because we're doing life together.
Yes.
That's doing life together, right? So and shifting people out of this, networking idea into collaboration. It's two different things. It's not the same, right? So I appreciate you. You know that. Love you to pieces. And whenever I get to see you in person, it's always a joy. And we continue to,
and we have
to evolve
sessions for us, each other too. We get on calls, and you just said it here. It's like, ground me today before we start this, right? I've got on calls and going, and then this happened, and this happened. I fell and I broke my arm, and blah, blah. And you're like, calm down, girl. Take a deep breath.
Yeah. This is what it's all about. So, I love you. And as we continue to evolve and stay in the game of life, right? Because we're up to the same thing, impacting people to become their best authentic selves. That's it.
I love it. Okay. So let's talk about AccelerateHER, right?
Yes.
AccelerateHER Summit, which is
the 30th.
The 30th.
29th to the 30th. Jen, you're going to be on the 30th.
This end.
So this is a 2-day event, and it's for the entrepreneur. Whether you're doing 5 figures or 7 figures, it doesn't matter. You have a gap. Whether you can see it or not, that's the whole point. So you get to come in, you get to hear the experts that I've curated to bring you the fillers of the gaps, so that you end this year powerfully and step into 2026 with momentum. What would your life look like if you had all the pieces that you should have in your business, so that you can live a life of joy, peace, and freedom that you're looking for? What could your life look like? Let me say this one thing before we end. I was just listening to a podcast with Jeff Walker. And he was talking to this guy named Chris. I forgot his last name. He's from Europe. And he was talking about how he has built 3 7-figure companies. You know what happened to him? He burnt out. You know why? Because he didn't build his systems right.
Right. So don't talk to me about that.
Right?
That's a soapbox for me. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, whether you're 5 figures or 7 figures, you get to be in the room next week, because we're going to fill those gaps for you so that you don't burn out. Because you don't get to burn out. When you burn out, you can't serve people.
Listen, I'm going to give a little secret. So, you have a VIP right? You have a VIP, and I have a gift for the VIP, which is two VIP tickets to my Hustle to Harmony masterclass, right? So
Nice.
we're giving that away to all the VIPs. But I'm going to give another secret one away. And I was just talking to my assistant Vicky. I hate using that word, but my operations director Vicky the other day, and I said, I really wish I would have told her we were giving her this. And I said, you know what? Don't say anything. I'm going to give it when I'm
In
talking.
the room.
Give
Yep.
another gift, and it's called the Harmony Engine. The Harmony
Nice.
Engine, right? Because I talk about Hustle to Harmony, and it's 18 systems that every business owner needs.
Yeah.
18. So think about the number of systems you have now. Right?
It sounds like a lot missing there, right?
Yeah, there's some gaps, I'm sure, right? There's some big gaps there. So I'm gonna be
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
super
that.
excited for that
Okay, so
event. Super
we'll
excited.
put the link to register in the notes here and everything. And
Okay.
we hope to see you all there. To just learn about everything. I've told you this before. I was just telling someone else, I love being the kickoff speaker or the end speaker, because I love tying and pulling everything together, or instructing people how to learn while they're there and take advantage
Yeah.
of it. So I'm
Yeah.
really excited about it. And God only knows what I'm going to be talking about. But you're going to ask me a question and I'm going to go in some direction, but
You're gonna be talking about scaling, girl. You're gonna be talking about scaling.
everything I talk about is scaling. Yeah, who knows what directions it's going to go in that day. But
It's
yeah, I'm
gonna be
excited.
great.
Well,
Just
thank
be
you.
there.
Yeah, thank you again for being on Success to Significance Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings a
Thank
year
you.
ago. And thank you so much for coming back and sharing with us all these wonderful new things that you continue to do in the world, and how you're growing and scaling, right? You're scaling and growing and making impact. I just absolutely love it. It's just wonderful to see you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jen. I
Of
appreciate you.
course, of
Always,
course.
always, always.
I appreciate you too. So listen, grab the link for her Accelerate Her Summit. Definitely grab that link, and make sure you go back and listen to her original episode so you can hear even more of us chit-chatting like crazy girls. But listen, one thing about us, we're very serious when it comes to business.
Absolutely.
You don't want to mess with us.
Absolutely.
We come from financial services. We come from a
Mhm.
different kind of world than most people. So we appreciate you watching us, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Beyond the Podcast. Take care.